Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wadcast Podcast. I'm your host, Eddie Ift. Each and every week, I bring you the best podcast in the whole world. It is the number one podcast in the podcast world. It's the number one podcast in the world. It's the number one in the number one world. We are the best world in the world, and this is the best podcast in the world. It's about being elite. It's about being the best. It's about being better than everyone else. This show is for people that think they're better than everyone, hosted by a guy who is better than everyone. I brought on a guest today who thinks he's better than everyone too. So it's all about elitism. If you think you're better, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying right now. It's the end of the year, people. I'm burnt out. That doesn't mean I didn't give you a good episode today. I gave you a great episode today. This is a very interesting episode. A lot of times when I can't find a guest, I go to my friend Hunter McIntyre, who's a world champion in athletics and fitness. And he's also a world champion shit talker. And he's funny and he's interesting. And so sometimes these episodes are better than when I have one of the top CrossFitters or coaches or whatever it is. These ones are the most interesting of all. Today, I did something special with Hunter. I wrote out 20 questions that I wanted to ask him, and I asked him these 20 questions, so we stayed on track. They're pretty random questions. It's pretty funny. It's interesting. I hope you enjoy it. But I want to talk more about the show going into the new year. Patreon. Patreon's what keeps this show alive. Yes, we do have sponsors of the show, but Patreon pays all the bills. The sponsors pay to keep me alive. The Patreon pays to keep the show alive. And each and every week, I pick somebody to win a Myopux and a Leopard Claw. I pretty much have picked everybody that's ever donated. If you've ever donated to the show, you've probably gotten a Myopux or Leopard Claw. If you haven't, let me know. Send me a message. Go, hey, look, I've been a donor for the last 5 years, 6 years, whatever, how many years we've been doing it, and I'll take care of you. This show, this week, we don't have a winner because there are no new donors. How about that? What's that tell you? That says get off your ass. Donate $5 to the show. You get these great episodes of the Wadcast, and you also get to win a Myopux or a Leopard Claw, maybe. And a Myopux is an electronic muscle stimulator that you need to fix all your injuries. Leopard Paw, there's the Leopard Claw, there's the Leopard Paw. The Leopard Paw is it's a multi-tool device that you use to scrape adhesions. And if you haven't learned about this, every top therapist, physical therapist will tell you how good these things are and how they work to get rid of any kind of adhesions you have in your body. It's a little thing you can put in your bag. No one will even know you have it. Pull it out, get to work, move it about. It's kind of like a gua sha, and people have been doing that for years. They used to do it with like horns or animal bones, and now you could do it with this thing. And you can use it every day. It's got a grip on it. It's really nice. I love it. I use them all the time. So get yourself a Leopard Paw. They're $125, okay? $125 is what a Leopard Paw costs. If you went on to Rogue and bought it, you can buy from Rogue. It's Mobility Wad at the Kelly store at. You're going to get this, okay, for donating to the show. Got it? You get that, plus you get a Myopux that is also available on Rogue. That's $295. So what did I say? $295 plus, how much is the Leopard Paw? Leopard Paw is $125. Look at that. Look at that. I can't do that math. 125. And what did I say? I keep forgetting. I forget how much the other one was. Anyways, it's like $400 worth of shit. You can get $400, okay? And all you do is you donate $5. $5 a month. And you get the show. Everyone gets the show. But this is your way of contributing back. So get on Patreon. Give to the Wadcast. If you don't have any money, you can't give, go on to iTunes, where the Wadcast where you can listen to it, you can rate, review, and comment. Just give us a nice review. Give us a nice rating, 5-star review. Rate it and write something nice about it. It really helps in the algorithm so more people see the show. And I can honestly tell you, we were like 86th last week in fitness. Sometimes we go as high as like 5th. And it helps. When you guys do this, we go much higher. So please rate, review, and comment, and we move up the ratings. More people see it, more people listen to it, more people click it. So you can help out in 2 ways. Maya Pucks, Leopard Paw, donate to Patreon. You get that. Go to iTunes, rate, review, and comment, and that'll help the show. We're moving forward, people. We're going to have a great next year with this show. All kinds of plans for the show. Better filming, better you're going to have a better visual concept of this and better visual output I'm going to be putting on YouTube. So I'm going to try to grow this show on YouTube. Next, I want to talk to you about my dates, my live dates. A ton of them coming up. This podcast goes out tonight. Tomorrow night, that's a Wednesday night, the 29th of December. I'm in Atlanta at the Laughing Skull. The Laughing Skull in Atlanta. Come see me. I will be there. There's only 75 tickets available. They've already sold about 50 of them, so you better get those last 25 tickets. Then I go to New Year's Eve. I will be in Scottsdale, Arizona. I will be at, it's called the House of Comedy. It's kind of Desert Ridge, I think it's in. But I'm there the 31st, New Year's Eve. Then I'm there the 1st and 2nd. Then I am off for a few days, and I'm headed to Boston, Massachusetts. I'll be at Laugh Boston, which I believe is in the Westin Hotel in the Seaport. So come see me. That's in the new year. I'll be there the 7th and 8th. 14th and 15th, I'll be at the Argyros Theater in Ketchum, Idaho, Sun Valley, Idaho. That's the 14th and 15th. Those are some pretty fun shows. Come see me there. 21st, 22nd, I will be, the 22nd, I will be at the Irvine Improv in Irvine, California, filming 2 shows, my special. 2 shows I will do, and we edit them together. That's a little secret, a little trade secret. You didn't have to know, but sometimes you see a special, and those are combined. They edit from 2 shows, sometimes 3 shows, 4 shows. I'm doing 2 shows. Tickets are available at eddyif.com, as are all my shows. You go to eddyif.com. I've had a few people do this. I'd love to have you out there. If you're from California, you're close by, I will give you free tickets to that show if you're a Wadcast fan. I want fans in the audience. I need support. Please come out, help me out on that taping. Bring your whole gym if you can. I would love that. If you go, you know what? I organized it. The whole gym's coming. We got a bus. We're coming down. Can you get us all? Yes, I will. I'll take care of you. There's 1,000 seats I've got to sell. I don't know how many we've sold so far, but I would love to have you guys all there. So let me know. Just send me an email at wadcastpodcast@yahoo.com. That's wadcastpodcast@yahoo.com. After that, I head to Calgary to Vancouver to I forget where else I am. Just check out all my dates, eddyif.com. Come see me. And yeah, that's it. I think we should get to the show now. You guys ready for a great show with Hunter McIntyre? Yeah, enjoy this show. I'm on with Hunter McIntyre, who, if you're watching this, that's cool. Neon light you got there, Hunter. He's got on his hot yellow pants, his banana pants that he got as a Christmas
gift. That's a dinosaur.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, I am in North Carolina at my parents' in-laws. They're not my parents, my in-laws, my mother-in-law. I don't have a father-in-law anymore. I am at my mother-in-law's. I am right now doing the show sitting in bed. I don't have my 8 sleep bed. Do you know about the 8 sleep bed yet?
No, but if you're pitching a bed, I'm pitching a bed too. No, I'm kidding.
No, do you know about the bed?
No, and I asked you. I actually connected with the head of the PR company. I think his name's Ross. Really cool guy. Jack Ross, I think. Hopefully, I didn't give away his information. People stalk him.
Jack Russell.
But that's a really cool That's a really cool bed, and I'm a little bit jealous. I went to Costco and got my bed.
Okay, let me tell you though. Here's the funny part of the bed. So the bed like figures you out by your heart rate variability, and it knows like when you go to sleep, when you wake up, when you twist and turn. It knows everything about you. It's like a Tesla, and it starts to like figure you out. And my daughter keeps throwing it off because she sleeps in my bed when I'm not home. And I'm like,
and it gives you shit scores.
Yeah, really, and I'm like, get out of my. I know when she's in it, and I'll call and I'll be like, get out of my bed right now, because I see it on my app, because the bed is so good, and I don't. And she'll send me messages going, Dad, crank it up. I want it hotter.
How does it work? Does it have just like electric wires going across the whole thing?
So there's a bed cover that you put on it. Like, so you can just buy like another mattress and then put the cover on it. And it's got little tiny like, not pores, but I think like rails or something in it. And it's connected to tubes with water. And so it sends like hot water into it. It's amazing. I can't say enough about it.
How much does the thing weigh?
I don't know.
You guys want to know what I got Eddie and our other friend Cullen for Christmas?
Yeah, I guess. Adult diapers.
Yeah, I bought them. I just haven't sent them out yet.
Yeah, that's just like you, to buy a gift and then just let it sit there.
Well, I'm enjoying it so much. I really just want to look at it all the time. This is high performance fit for men. Dude, look at that guy.
I do have some anal leakage.
Dude.
I was saying when we tried the show 15 times earlier that I'm headed to Atlanta tomorrow to go to, I'm doing a show at the Vortex at the Laughing Skull. And then the next night I'm going to see Pitt play Michigan State in the Peach Bowl. And the quarterback dropped out because he's so good that he doesn't want to get hurt for the pros, because he can like make $30 million on like a signing bonus. He's like, why risk it?
That's smart.
I know it is smart, but it's also like I'm going to see Journey and the Asian guys singing. You know, it's like I'm not seeing Steve Perry.
Well, the classy thing to do would be the starting play and maybe some of the finishing plays.
No, that's not football.
Well, it's kind of like a farewell kind of thing, but at the same time, 9 times out of 10, whenever I get hurt, it's when I knew I should have gone home. It's like, hey, I don't need to rock climb anymore, but I still want to do this last one because everyone's fucking around on it. I usually, when I go and I do things that are not my specific sport, I set a timer on it, because whenever you're out there longer than you should be is when you get hurt.
Yeah, that's a good point. We're going to do 21 questions today. Like everybody does like an end of the year thing. I decided I'm going to ask you quickly 21 questions. Before we do, I wanted to ask you, have you seen The Alpinist yet?
Yeah. That's my life in a nutshell.
How good is that?
It's beautiful. Made me second guess what I'm doing. I used to live like that, but basically from the age of like 19 to 24, not in the mountains, but that kind of like, who gives a fuck? I don't care if people know about it, care about it, whatever. I'm doing it for me. And that's a really cool life. Yeah.
It is, but it's also, those years go by and then you look back and go, what was I doing? Like, mine involved alcohol and touring and just going, you know what? When I went to Europe, I was like, you know what? I don't care what happens anymore. I'll just do shows every night and party till all day and night and just go town to town. And I don't know. I look back and I'm like, I think I lost some years there. But
yeah, but that's life without future or past. It's just like absolute current living.
Yeah, I was living in the moment. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I don't know. The other one I want, climbing. Have you seen is it called 14 Peaks?
I slept through that one unintentionally.
Are you serious?
Yeah, my brother like put it on while I was sleeping on the couch.
I started watching on the plane. It was great. And then my Wi-Fi or like my signal went out about half hour into it. The other thing is watch Don't Look Up. Have you seen it?
I actually didn't like that.
I loved it.
I mean, I thought it was fun, but it was like everything. You knew it was going to happen from the start, and you knew it was going to happen at the end.
Yeah, because that's what's going to happen to us.
No, I get it. I get it. I get it.
It's just a parody. It's a satire of what's going on in our society.
No, I totally get it. I was like, man, this seems like it's like exactly what we're talking about right now, but it lasted 3 hours.
Good. I could have had 12 hours of it because I was like, oh my God, I wish everybody in the world would watch this and realize what we're doing. That we're idiots. We're all idiots. Speaking of idiots, I've got 21 questions for you, idiot. All right, let's start. We're going to go through these. We're going to motor through them because I know we're going to run out of time. If you could do only one workout for the rest of your life, what would it be? One workout.
Mountain biking.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, I know you said one workout, but I truly, when I retire, am only going to bodybuild and mountain bike. It's like the healthiest thing for you. Mountain biking, like my legs always are like ripped when I'm mountain biking a lot. My fitness is through the roof, and it's just a blast. Like I can cover like 5x the distance that I normally would running mountain biking.
You feel like it's safer on your joints and everything?
Oh my God, yeah, dude. I always see like, especially Colorado actually has less mountain bikers that I'm impressed by, at least Boulder area. But when I was in Malibu, dude, you just see these guys, they're like 50 to 70 years old. Yep. That are just ripped dudes riding these $10,000 bikes, going back to their SVT Raptors, blah, blah, blah. Typical Malibu. But you know what? They're fucking getting after it. It's kind of similar like surfing. Like, you know, you always see kind of like the fit older guy who's like, 60 or 70 years old who's still killing it, like all of Laird's friends and stuff. Mountain biking is, for the mountains, surfing is the mountain biking of the ocean.
I don't know. I feel that way also about just cyclists that are like out there, road cyclists. They seem to be a lot of old guys too.
There definitely are, but for some reason with road cycling, I think because it's not so full body, it's all lower body. Mountain biking, like you're just like kind of like cranking, moving up and down your arms and everything like that. When I go get a really hard mountain bike workout, it's much more of a workout than when you do road cycling. Those guys seem to be like emaciated, thin, but they're still getting after it. Good for them. But that's more of like Tour de France body type. This is more of like the ultimate mountain man body type.
I've been mountain biking for like 7-8 years since I moved up to Malibu. I mean, I always rode BMX bikes and stuff like that, but I've had probably like 3 over the bars.
Those things are, dude, I hit my head so hard one time, in the movie Predator where it sees all the colors. I hit my head so hard, I came up and I just saw all the colors. Everything was still there, but it was like blue and purple and green trees. And I was like, fuck.
You also wear that crappy helmet. I told you to call our buddy Doug at Troy Lee Designs and get like the best helmet there is. If you're not wearing,
I ran that helmet over the other day, and I don't even wear helmets anymore.
Yeah, call Doug today and make sure you get a MIPS helmet. That technology really works. In fact, I had to get a new ski helmet, and
I need it.
It really makes a difference. That MIPS, like the way it works, it's like a shell on top of a helmet. And so the shell, when you hit, a lot of times your head catches. Like if you have a helmet on, it just catches, and that's what causes like broken neck or whatever it is. This allows the like shell casing to slide on the helmet so that there's movement still. So there's like the initial impact, and then your like head and body keep moving, and the helmet like stays in place. So that's what that technology is.
I am surprised that technology hasn't improved in helmet over the years, but
it has. It has. The football helmets are ridiculous how good they are now.
I will tell you one last thing before we switch. So I've had a single speed mountain bike for like 10 years, and I gave it to Kate because I had just had that as my extra bike. It's called Magnus the Mountain Slayer. And just recently, since I came out here, I was like, fuck it. All off season, I'm riding only a single speed mountain bike, and I've been riding it lately, dude, and I feel like a savage. Like literally, if I could kick through a tree right now.
It's so hard though.
Dude, it's the best. There's just all you've one option, pedal. That's it. No shifting, no coasting, just work.
Yeah. I do things in workouts where I'll say like I'm only staying on the big wheel. I'm not dropping down like this. Like I'll ride up Piuma, which Piuma's a 2,000-foot climb from my house up to the top, and I'll say I'm just staying on. I won't shift down to those easy gears, and I'll just stay on that. But I'll make like a rule with myself, but I still go up and down that chain, like or up and down those gears.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a single. I'd love to see you single gear it the whole way up Piuma.
I'd fucking wreck it.
It's hilarious. All right, if you could use only one piece of equipment for the rest of your life, what would it be? I guess it'd be a mountain bike.
Well, I'll just be classy with this.
Let's go with gym. Let's go with gym, like gym equipment.
Probably a TRX.
Really?
Yeah, unbelievable. Dude, if you do, when I was modeling, they were like, dude, you have too much muscle mass. You cannot lift weights anymore. And I just came from like being like a logger and doing wrestling and stuff. And I was like, fuck. But I just switched over to just doing all calisthenics. And I just switched to one movement primarily, which was atomic push-ups. Put your feet in the thing and just do push-ups, dude. You will get fucking shredded. Your body looks insane and you're strong as an ox. It's just like a very, like, gymnasts are just jacked. It's like, I'm not good enough and I probably would not dedicate the time it's ever going to take to really dominate Olympic rings. But the TRX is like 3 to 4 rungs below that in simplicity and skill level, but you can still get sick workouts.
Interesting. And you could throw it in your bag and take it with you wherever you're going.
That's what I used to do.
That's just a good sales pitch for TRX right there. Okay.
Hey, bro.
I can't stop talking about it. I talk about it with everyone I meet. I don't know why. It's my new thing. I always have a thing. My thing now is not just about sleep, because I love sleep. I didn't used to love sleep. The older I get, the more I love sleep. I wish I could go back and start over, and I would realize that I would have performed better in all aspects of life if I had slept more when I was younger. When you're young, you think you can get away with it. You think you don't need a lot of sleep, but you don't realize you're impeding your performance in every bit of life by not sleeping the quality amount of sleep. Good sleep's the ultimate game changer. And more than 30% of Americans struggle with sleep and temperature. I didn't realize the temperature's the thing. I do not have my bed right now. I don't travel with my bed. I have to sleep in other beds, and it sucks because I sleep so well in my 8-sleep bed. I do not sleep well in regular beds now. Why? Because of the temperature. Now at home, because of my 8-sleep, I fall asleep in record time, faster than I have before, and it's all because of this 8-sleep Pod Pro cover. I have an 8-sleep mattress, but I also have the Pod Pro cover, which is incredible. It is the most advanced solution on the market for thermoregulation. Here's what it does. It pairs dynamic cooling with heating. So it's got cooling, heating, and it all goes with biometric tracking. So basically, you cover the mattress with this pad. You start sleeping. You can sleep as cool as 65 degrees, 55 degrees, and as hot as 110 degrees. And the temperature of the cover will adjust each side of the bed. So like my wife sleeps at one temperature, I sleep in another. And it also then takes our different biometrics and our bedroom temperature, and then it reacts intelligently to create like an optimal sleeping environment. And when I say it reacts intelligently, we're talking like artificial intelligence. This thing figures you out by your heart rate variability and then figures out what you need. It's incredible. 8-sleep users, this is a fact, fall asleep up to 32% faster. My wife falls asleep in like 2 minutes. It takes me like 11. She's like 2 minutes. You reduce sleep interruptions by 40%, and you get overall a much more restful sleep. The Pod Pro cover by 8-sleep is so popular. I learned about it from Justin Medeiros, who is the CrossFit Games winner 2021, fittest man on earth. He's been sleeping in one of these. He started telling me about it. I was like, I got to get that. Here's the deal. If you want to get this, it's so popular, but they love this show. I love them. I love this bed. I want you to get a discount on it. $150 off the Pod Pro cover. $150 off. Go to 8sleep.com/wadcast. That's 8sleep.com/wadcast. You're going to get $150 off at checkout. Okay? I just had my one brother-in-law buy one, my brother bought one, and my other brother-in-law bought one. Just from me talking about them at Christmas. They're so good. 8sleep.com/wadcast. Get $150 at checkout. $150 off at checkout. 8sleep.com/wadcast. Name one CrossFitter that you've never worked out with that you would really like to work out with.
I don't know why it pops in my head, but Miko Salo.
Really?
Well, nothing to do with the fact that he's like better or worse than anybody else, but I'd not want to just work out with him. I want to hang out with him for the day. And he probably is like chopping wood and riding around in a fire truck and then doing like WODs, like 5 WODs a day. They're like 5 minutes long.
Armin used to have a boner for him too.
Well, I've worked out with pretty much everybody, and I don't think anybody is like that exciting.
Did you work out with Frazier?
Yeah, I did. I did.
And Froning.
Froning was a dick to me. Froning was a dick. That's when I got into the games. His dad was the coolest person on earth. Everybody else in the gym was really cool.
I think Rich is great, and I think his dad is awesome because his dad follows me and always likes all my stuff on Instagram.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't ever specifically say anything to me. That's why I thought he was a dick, because I would literally be standing next to him like the whole weekend and he would not say a word. But I got nothing personally against him. So yeah, I guess that's it.
Okay. You got to be deaf or blind. You get to choose being deaf or blind. You're going to be one. However, you got blind from masturbating, and you became deaf from listening to the Island Boys on repeat all the time.
Deaf. Easily.
You'd still take deaf over blind.
You kidding me, dude? You can't hear tits. You can see tits.
I totally agree with you. I've had so many people say that they'd rather be blind than deaf. I'm like, you're out of your mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do? And like, also just doing anything. I just told you I love mountain biking. What am I going to do? I'm like, I can hear the rocks and the trees around me.
Yeah.
No, you need to see shit.
Yeah, but you have to listen to the Island Boys.
For the rest of your life?
Yeah.
On
repeat.
Whatever. That's what's wrong with society. I've given up. I fucking hate it. I hate social media. I hate all this shit. And the fact that these guys are like literally some of the most famous people in the world and probably are making more money than you and I. And they've like tattoos of birds on their face. Fuck my life.
But that's why you should have liked that movie. Don't Look Up, because it was making fun of the fact that like Pete Davidson is having sex with the hottest women in the entire world. Now, Pete, I like Pete. He's a nice guy. He's a funny guy. I know I like Pete, and he's a funny guy. I know way, way, way funnier guys. Way funnier. Like on the
better looking, dude.
If you rank comedians, there's like so many funnier than him. And there's millions of guys better look. Like, what is it? Does he have like a Mandingo-sized cock? What is it?
Have you seen the image that they're sending around now? It's like, if these 3 men can be dating these 3 women, like, you can make life work. It's Machine Gun Kelly, who, fuck his music, and I don't know. He actually was really good in the movie The Dirt. But Machine Gun Kelly and then Travis Parker, I mean, the dude looks like a gargoyle.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a great musician also, talented. And then Pete, they're all talented people in their own respects, but at the same time, they're not the most attractive men in the world, and they're dating probably 3 of the most famous people in the world, women in the world.
It's really weird. And I asked a friend of mine who is in the industry, and she's a nice girl and she's a pretty girl. And I was like, "What is it with Pete Davidson?" And she goes, "I think my generation is like into that, like skinny, tattooed, he's also not to put him down, but he's he's got, is it borderline? No, he's got manic depressive or borderline personality disorder, which is like, I forget which one it is, and I don't want to say the wrong one, but like, you're dealing with a lot of mental issues too. Like, it's not an easy one. It's it's not easy to date someone that I have, and it's not easy. So I'm just saying, like, and here's this guy, and it's not like it's one hot chick. He's going like through them all, and it's just. I feel like it's a big joke being played on us.
I don't think it's a setup.
I don't know. All right, so you'd be deaf and listen to the Island Boys. Okay, most humiliating loss ever. Was it the High Rocks World Championships, the CrossFit Games, or puking during your beer mile and then not paying me the $1,000 you owe me?
It wasn't humiliating losing at the High Rocks World Championships. That was just like, oh, this sucks. It did suck at the Cross Games probably the most because of the following workout. Like it wouldn't have felt like such a sting if it wasn't for like, hey, Hunter, like right on the other side of this river was everything you hoped and dreamed of, and you just couldn't get across. I was like, fuck.
Was that already programmed that you knew the Ruck was next? Do you think?
Hey, listen, I'm not going to say that, sir. Like it can't be guaranteed, but there was only supposed to be one cut, and then all of a sudden they did the Dave Castro thing. Where like, there's a second cut, and you didn't know what was ahead of you. Like you always, you're just kind of introducing that stuff. So I was like, I made it, and now I'm into the second day. So like I did something that no one ever thought I could do, which was make it into the second day of the CrossFit Games, and like good for fucking me. And then all of a sudden the second cut came, and it was like, something I was particularly not great at.
What number did you finish in the games that year?
I think 76th.
No, I thought it was.
It may have been 40 something.
I think it was 40 something. I would say you could still say you were the fifth fittest man in the world or whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Okay. So which one? What about puking during the beer mile?
No, it wasn't really that embarrassing. I was fucking fit as fuck. I remembered it. I was like, damn, I am a fucking beast. And I was like, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, you chugged too fast and you ran too fast. You ran your first lap in like a minute.
I was fit, dude. I was like, this is it.
Yeah, but you were running the speed of like the guy that sets the world record in it.
No, I was going for like a 5:30.
No, I remember you chugged your beer in 8 seconds, which is like what they do, the best guys. Then you ran it in, I think you were like 1:03 or something your first lap. Which is, yeah, but that's way too fast.
Not for your boy.
No, if you went 1:15, no, it was too fast.
I smell terrible.
All right, so CrossFit Games was most humiliating. All right, never have sex again or never eat meat again.
I was vegan for a while and I could do that. I
couldn't go without sex.
No.
I don't know.
But at the same time, dude, if I lived in the woods,
you'd be having sex with bears.
Exactly.
You'd be like having sex with animals. Mm-hmm. I don't think you could. All right, here's a good question for you. Do you think you could beat Usain Bolt in an 800-meter dash?
Dude, I don't even think he broke 2 minutes. I think he ran like a 2:30. I think I could destroy Usain Bolt.
But at his peak.
Even at his peak, like he trained up for it. I bet you I could probably run 2:10 right now. Mm-hmm. Not like that's incredible, but
no. I remember watching a show. It was like, those like shows that they used to have on like ABC where they'd have the stars or the athletes compete against each other in all these weird competitions. Yeah. And it was like Roger Kingdom, who was the 110-meter high hurdle winner, gold medal winner, 2-time, like he had the world record. They had him go against Evander Holyfield in a bunch of events. And he beat Evander in the bench press.
Who did?
Roger Kingdom, the sprinter. And then he beat him. Well, he obviously beat him in the 800. They had them run in 800. And I was like, I wonder what he's going to run. Like a gold medal hurdler runs 110-meter high hurdles. And I think he ran it around 220.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't win a high school track meet. Wouldn't even come close. And here's an Olympian. But it's just such a different event.
Well,
but that's not your event either. That's like a little too short for you. And
I'm not very explosive.
Oh, we know.
I'm not explosive at all. So I'm just like a long, slow grinder, and I'm okay with that.
Right, but Usain is such a sprinter.
I know, but it doesn't matter. Like an 800 meter, we all know that
he could still run a fast 400. I think a really fast 400.
Oh yeah, for sure he could.
But once you go past 400, shit changes. I'd be interested to see. He did just run someone in some competition, some charity race or something, and lost, right?
I don't think he cares about losing anymore. I think he's like top 3 richest athletes in the world right now.
Is he?
I remember reading something about like how much money he made off of Puma, and it's astounding. Like he is very high up there.
I find that hard to believe, but no, I just do. I think, especially, I feel like if you're not with Nike, you're not one of the highest paid.
Dude, listen, Puma's still a massive brand,
especially in Europe.
What?
Especially in Europe.
Yeah, Puma's still a massive brand, and like you got to imagine, like the sports that we pay attention over here just really don't hold value in the rest of the world.
Right.
So we're just like in this little pond thinking that everything we think is like the greatest thing since sliced bread. Where in reality, dude, like Usain Bolt's presence in Europe and South America and, where like,
we know soccer's the biggest around the world, but you'd be surprised. NFL football is pretty big around the world, but basketball's even bigger, I think, globally. So, our sports are pretty big, but nothing like soccer. Okay. And track is small in America, but around the world.
I have a question for you. Do you think female CrossFitters make more than the USA soccer team girls do?
A few of them, yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
A few of them. I've heard, generally speaking, that the female CrossFitters make more money than the male CrossFitters, with the exception.
I don't doubt it at all.
With the exception of a few people.
Yeah.
You get to win an Olympic gold medal, okay?
Yeah.
But it's in race walking, okay?
That's pretty badass.
And you never get to compete in anything else in your life. That's it.
Done.
Really?
Dude, I would have the sickest swag, and I would have like crazy like earrings, and I would have like a rat's tail with like a rare eagle feather hanging out off the back of it, and like lightning bolts sketched into the side of my head, and I'd just be fucking smashing people. And people are like, "Oh, he's so hot and amazing." Dude, there's nothing sexier than being a champion. I tell everybody that. When I have to get into peak shape, I was talking to my friend about this yesterday, who's a big muscle head. You have to lose like all the muscle mass that makes you a big dominant athlete to get into peak shape for a lot of these events. But at the same time, standing on top of a podium, there's nothing sexier than that. Like you could be standing next to a Greek god, but that guy's a fucking bitch because you're a champion. So I would crush Olympic gold medalist, the fastest walker on the planet. That right there is dynamite.
So why don't you look into it?
I've looked into so many sports like that, dude. But I actually did look up power walking, and it's like one of the most damaging things you can do to your body.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you just tear apart your hip sockets.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'll tell you, I bought my nephew. I got a text from my nephew who's like 12 years old, and he sends me a message a few weeks ago, and it says, "Hey, you're the only one that'll do this for me, but I really, really, really want Heelys for Christmas." He's like, "Please, please, please. No one else will do it for me. I know you will." And I just go, "What's your shoe size?" So I get him a pair of Heelys. I give them to him on Christmas. Everybody's like watching, and I had a show that night, so my sister didn't call me, but they were in the emergency room all night.
Because he fell?
Yeah.
What did he hit his head or his elbow?
And I'm laughing because as I handed them to him, I looked at her and I go, "I'm sorry." I go, "I'm sorry." I go,
"How did he hurt himself?"
He fell backwards. He bruised his sternum, like where his ribs connect to his sternum. But he just legs up, like straight down on his back. And I've read about them that they are like one of the most dangerous things in the world. And I was like helping him with them, and I was like, "Dude, do it right because you're gonna fall." And it's so hard to do it right because the wheel is in the heel.
Yeah, dude. You know what the dopest thing was? The original was Soaps. Do you remember Soaps?
No.
It was a pair of shoes that had the arch carved out and had a plastic plate put in there so you could grind on things.
Oh, I do remember those.
Yes. And that, dude, kids had those things and they were getting fucked up. It was so badass. It was like Razor scooters, and that came out at the same time. So you'd see a kid like in Razor scooters, and you see this one kid show up and just like soap a curb, like shh, or get up on a pole, and people were getting crushed. And that was like, now it's Heelys. So, I respect your nephew.
I think Heelys are the most dangerous. They really, like, I Googled it, and it was like they've been banned from places because they're so dangerous.
I might get myself a pair. I just bought myself a unicycle again for Christmas.
I just thought about it. You should get some Heelys. That would be really funny to just watch you walk around and glide across. I might get you that for Christmas, next Christmas. All right, here's a good question for you. You can only take one supplement. Okay, one. What would it be?
BCAAs.
Really?
I mean, it just depends on really what I'm trying to do, but at the same time, like, in reality, there's not really anything that I can't do with my body naturally that I can't just do with food. And if I want to get stronger, I just want to eat more food. If I want to get lighter, I want to eat less food. But for some reason, during all that time, consumption is the most key factor across the board. And
does it matter what you're eating, or is it just getting the calories in?
Just getting the calories in. Dude, I mean, I have this book right now that I'm reading. It's so hard to find these kind of things. They're like tomes, like they're just like a Bible that has been passed around for like centuries. And finally, if you get a hold of it, you take it and you tell no one that you have it because they'll try to get it from you. But I'm reading about this Bible about Bjorn Diali, who's the greatest cross-country skier of all time. And dude, you just read about like the volume that they do and the food that they eat and the lifestyle that they live. It's simple, dude. It's like ones and twos. Like it's just 1 + 2 = this. 2 + 2 = this. It's like the most simple math possible, but all you have to do to win the game is be consistent. And if they want to lose something, they go 2 - 1 = this. If they want to gain something, they do 2 + 1 = this. So they either eat more or they eat less. And every single time they talk about it, the best athletes in the world, they never say, "I ate this, this, and this to make me my best." They're like, "I only ate what was necessary. And if it tasted good, I ate it. And if I didn't like it, I didn't." It's 100% across the board.
I think it's all mathematics. Like my little nephew that I have, that I've been training him, getting him, he wants to play football and he wants to get strong. And I had him, he hadn't lifted weights ever. And I was introducing him to he did some basic workouts first. Then I got him into Wendler, had him do a Wendler cycle, a couple cycles. And it was funny because he thought he was getting really strong. He's like, "I'm getting so strong, blah, blah, blah." And he kept wanting to 1 rep max. And I'm like, there's no need. We can pretty much figure out your 1 rep max from your 3. Like we know by year 3 that it's a 90%, and he's like, no, I want a 1 rep max. So I went with him to the gym the other day and we did his 1 rep max, and it came out to exactly what it was, like just what it's doing. And I said, just keep following this. And it's so nice to know that in In a year, your bench is going to be up 60 pounds. Your overhead press is going to be 60 pounds. You'll put 120 pounds on your deadlift, 120 pounds on your squat. Like, it. Now, look, it's going to fluctuate somewhat from there, but for the most part, you generally know what your body can do if you just follow this program.
Yep.
And he's like, everybody wants to try all this different shit. And it's like, it's this simple. It's just increments. And I'll never forget Sean Sweeney saying that to me about how he knew he was going to do in the CrossFit Games. He's like, I pretty much know how I'll do. I was like, why? He's like, because this is like a game of increments. He's like, you know where you are. You know mathematically what you can do. And he's like, then throw in there some variables, that can, but it's such a long period of time, the CrossFit Games, over so many workouts, that he's like, you pretty much know how you're going to do.
I think the only thing that can determine my athletic success in any event is my body weight. If I want to go back to the CrossFit Games, I need to probably be around 212 to 215. And I need to be very, very, gymnastically confident there. But that's why I need to have that muscle mass to move that weight. If I want to be really good at Spartan racing again, I need to be 190, 185. If I wanted to go run a sub 220 marathon, I should be like 170. I just know exactly what I have to do. And the reason why I picked BCA is because it's a fuel. And one of the hardest things that I have is being able to consume enough protein daily. And eating big, heavy steaks during the middle of the day of training is just super hard. So you just crank BCAAs all on. And I don't like protein powder. And sometimes I do.
And you also have your own BCAA product, don't you?
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying, that's why I created it.
What is yours?
Not rocket science. It's 6 grams of BCAAs and a shit ton of electrolytes.
What's the name of it?
It's called Hydra Builder.
Where do they get it?
You can just get it on my website. If you type in Hunter McIntyre, you can find everything.
Okay. Next question. Okay. What's your guilty pleasure that nobody knows about? Could be like music that you listen to that people would be like, what the fuck? Or something that you eat or something that you do that just like...
Seaweed chips.
Really?
Yeah.
They're so
I don't
gross.
know why. That's the only green thing I eat. If you give me seaweed chips, especially the ones with wasabi flavor, I'm just like, and I just fucking rip through them.
My kids eat them. I hate them. I hate the smell of them.
90% of the weight of the actual container is the plastic that surrounds it. And it's like this. Every time I eat one, I'm like, I feel so bad for the environment, but I'm like, oh, it's so fucked up.
It's just salt though, isn't it?
That's what it is, dude. I love salt. Almost at all times, I'm like, could you put more salt on my food?
Yeah.
More salt, more salt, more salt.
I used to think I couldn't salt a steak enough. Like I salt the hell out of a steak. By the way, I got a Traeger. You got to come over. I'm going to make everything.
Get me a Traeger.
The salt is, I was like, you can't salt a steak enough. And then I just had a steak. My family had Christmas dinner at this place, and I had a filet. And I was like, all right, you can salt a steak too much. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
Okay. Good question here. You find the cure for COVID. Okay. But it involves you blowing dudes.
I don't need to cure COVID.
Do you tell you just answer?
I don't need to cure COVID.
So you would wait a minute. 5 million people worldwide have died.
It's going to happen again. There's going to be another thing that happens.
You can prevent this by blowing dudes.
No.
Oh my God. You would let 5 million people die just because you're a homophobe.
No, it has nothing to do with that. I just absolutely hate COVID. So if I all of a sudden had to be the person to save everybody, that would mean that I believe that this is a massive issue. So first of all, I have to be
not only are you a homophobe, but you are a science denier. Okay, we got it. Yep. Let's move on. You can only run one trail or spot for the rest of your life. Where would it be? What would it be? What trail or what place?
I probably never would have left Malibu. Dude, that house that I have there, there's that trail that goes down to the ocean and back up. There's nothing like it in the fucking world. I've run all over the world, and there's just almost nothing as beautiful as that run. It's crazy. It's unbelievable. And it's dynamic every single time I go, because the weather changes so much in Malibu. Like there's either clouds, like marine layer there, or it's perfectly sunny, or, you know, whatever the heck it is. It's just always different. That has got to be the greatest place I've ever run in my life.
Okay. So it's a trail down. All right. Better than Hawaii?
Way better.
How come you've never done this isn't one of the questions. How come you've never done the ultimate trail run in Hawaii and Kauai?
Because it's always during championship season for OCR. National championships, which used to be the same date as world championships every single year for the past 10 years, Spartan Race World Championships.
Wait. Guys, everybody talks about it, and we all know how amazing it is now. But CBD is it's all the rage. It's people are just in love with this, and I decided that I wanted to try it. So I went out there and I was like, which company am I going to use? Who is the one that has done the most research? Who is the one that other top athletes that I respect, like Annie Thorisdottir and Justin Medeiros, which one are they using? And what like I did my research to find out which ones I wanted, why I wanted them, and what I settled on was a company called CBD MD. CBD MD has everything you need when it comes to CBD. I mean, you name it. And they do it basically by, like, let's say you're going for health. If you need CBD for stress, there's different kinds of CBD. If you need CBD for relief and recovery, there's different kinds of CBD. If you need CBD for sleep, there's different products for that. But they are all available at CBDMD.com. That's CBDMD.com. They got a great website. You can get on there. You can chat with someone on there, tell them what you need, why you need it, and they'll basically tell you what you need. When it comes to stress, they've got tinctures, gummies, soft gels, capsules. If you're looking for like relief and recovery, what I use this freeze that I put, like there's a roll-on that I'll put on my elbows. It works amazing. My elbows have never, ever felt better, and I'm not lying to you. It has made an absolute difference. I was trying all different things to get this better, and I could not get it to work. Now, elbows feel incredible, and it's because of the CBD. My wife uses the sleep. She likes to, maybe that's why she's falling asleep in 1 minute, the combination of the CBD MD and the 8 Sleep mattress. But she falls asleep in like 1 minute. She puts her head on the pillow and she's out. She also loves, they've got a lip balm that she can't say enough about. She was like, oh my God, this stuff is like the best thing in the world. So try out their lip balm. I'm not a big lip balm person, but she says it's the best she's ever used in her life. They even have products for your dogs. If you got a dog that needs, some kind of, or a cat, they got it for that. They've got skin care, body care. CBD is just something, you need to look into. Do your research like I did, and you'll find out it'll all lead you to CBD MD. Okay? That's CBD MD. And if you want a discount, you're going to get one from us. That's CBDMD.com, promo code WAD. You're going to get 30% off your order, okay? You get 30% off. That's a good percentage. So go to CBDMD.com, use WAD, W-O-D at checkout, and you're going to get 30% off. Like I said, try that lip balm and try the freeze. I really like the freeze. And that's it, CBDMD.com. If Justin Medeiros and Annie Thorisdottir can use it, you can use it too. CBDMD.com, promo code WAD for 30% off. I'm not at home. Can't run everything the right way. The whole recorder just fell on the ground. Okay, so you were saying championships are the same time. Do you think you could win the Kauai Trail Run?
Undoubtedly.
Really?
Yeah, a bunch of chubby CrossFitters on vacation thinking they're athletes.
Let's do it. I want to go do it.
It's the same weekend as the Berlin Marathon.
Are you running? Is that where you're trying to break the record?
Mm-hmm. My season this year is High Rocks, 2 Spartan races, the Grandma's Marathon, June 18th. I'm going to try to get into the Norseman because I'm going to be over in Europe during the same time, which is the hardest triathlon in the world, August 6th.
I know. I wanted to do it.
And then I'm doing Berlin Marathon.
Okay, so if I trade for the Norseman with you, but you got to get accepted to the Norseman, don't you? And they only let in like 200
Totally,
people.
but every single one of these events has like a PR spot, and from my accolades and stuff.
Can I do the Norseman with you? I don't want to do. Wait, I take that back. I don't want to do the Norseman. I wanted to do the Bearman. I wanted to do the one in France. I didn't want to do the one because the water's too cold. I don't like cold water.
Dude, you don't even notice, man. Like,
no,
I will tell you during the Spartan Games just recently.
2.5 miles in 50-degree water. You're going to notice it.
Dude, that's why they have dry suits. Wear a dry suit.
Nope, not doing that one. I would do the Bearman with you. That's the one in France. All the climbs are like Tour de France climbs. Brutal.
Yeah.
What's Grandma's Marathon? Is that the one in the Appalachian Mountains?
No, Grandma's Marathon. You're thinking of Barkley. Grandma's Marathon is supposed to be a fast marathon, and it's in like cool temperatures. June 18th in Minnesota, Duluth.
Oh no, there's a marathon up in Boone, North Carolina. It is not. It's not the Barkley. It is a marathon, a road marathon, and it's just a big giant climb. And it's supposed to be the hardest marathon, one of the hardest marathons there are. And Armin and Scott and I were going to run a marathon. I go, why don't we do the hardest one there is? And then I ran in those hills, and I was like, let's not do this. This would hurt so badly. Running up hills sucks. I've heard there's these fast marathons that are like downhill. The guys are like breaking records, but you're running downhill the whole time.
There's a lot of them. There's one in Big Bear that goes all the way down, which blows my mind.
That's weird. How hard is it to run downhill?
Can be really hard if you're not ready for it.
Hard on your joints and stuff, but easy on your cardio. I mean, it's
sure.
Okay, let's see. You like these questions so far?
I'm very excited.
All right. All right. If you could fight one top CrossFitter in a charity boxing match, who would it be?
I don't know, man. I feel like you got to beat up one of the big name guys. You got to beat up like Frazier, or you got to beat up Frazier. You got to beat up Froning.
We never really talked about it, but Bridges lost.
I never even watched it.
Neither did I. No one talked about it. I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger of an event.
Yeah, dude. I would love to beat the shit out of a bunch of people, but yeah.
Who was it? It was Bridges versus your buddy.
Jacob
Heppner. And
I don't have a doubt. I love Heppner, but I don't have a doubt in my mind that I would knock Heppner's teeth out the backside of his ass. Like,
I watched them both training, and it looked like Bridges was so much better than Heppner.
You also have to understand, Bridges is like a brick. Like, he is tiny and he's buff. Like, you can't get a lot of damage from a 2-foot arm. There's just not a lot of.
Well, they're both. The reach wasn't that different in both of them. They're both kind of short.
Yeah. I wouldn't be tremendously worried.
No, you've got too much reach on him. It's not a fair fight.
What do you mean? It's all about weight. If you make weight, that's the reason why there's weight classes, not height classes.
We're talking about boxing. It's about reach, and you've got like 5 more inches that you can stand away from them and hit them.
Listen. If you put me in the ring with the right people, doesn't matter who they are, I will cut weight, get to that place, and I'll beat the shit out of them. Just beat the fuck out of them.
I was in Alaska last week, and on Thursday night, they took me to the Thursday night fights. It's just like a conference room.
Dude, I fought there.
What?
Yeah, in Anchorage.
Did you really?
I beat the fuck out of this guy.
In the
I knocked him out in 30 seconds.
In the Thursday night fights?
Yeah, dude, I've been there, dude. If you go at Gakingen, you got to ask the owner about the Spartan champ.
What town?
It's in Anchorage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's where I was.
Yeah, dude.
So the first fight, a guy was fighting with boots on, like boots, not boxing boots. And wait, hold on. He had an ankle bracelet on. He was on house arrest, and this guy was fighting. Secondly, the guy that fought in the main event, stab wounds all over his body. But the fights where the guys didn't know how to fight were better. They're more fun to watch because they're just swinging away and just hoping they just like knock the other guy the fuck out. But I saw a couple knockdowns. It was pretty good. It was a pretty interesting thing. On the way back from the fights, we saw a guy in a prison jumpsuit walking back to prison. Like he escaped and he was walking back. He was like, "It's too cold. I'm going back."
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's a hard life up there. I don't know why people do it.
Could you beat Logan Paul or Jake Paul?
Yeah. Dude, I met Logan Paul at Air One by our house. Everyone's like, he's like 190 pounds of solid muscle. Dude, Logan Paul was wearing platform shoes. Like, the fucking fashionable things with like an extra 3 inches of height for you to look cool. He's a fucking hobbit. He's not that big of a dude. We'd beat the fuck out of him.
How? In boxing or in wrestling, like MMA?
I just cannot imagine that guy beating me in a fight. I met him maybe 3 or 4 years ago, but he is way smaller than me. I've just been in a lot of bar fights. I don't know how these guys just keep on getting knocked out by him.
He looks.
If I was an athlete and I was going up against somebody like that, all you have to do is just max out their heart rate. Like I would just keep my hands up as close here and I would just take hits on the wrists and the arms as much as possible and just keep on pushing into him.
Yeah, but then he's going to body shot you. He's going to body shot you the whole time. And those are going to hurt.
Totally, man. Like I'm not saying it's not like I'm an impervious. My plan's ace, but that's what my tactic would be.
All right. So you would want to fight a top like you didn't pick a CrossFitter.
Probably fight Josh Bridges.
Okay. Lose your hand or your foot. Okay. But hold on. Hand or foot. But you lose your hand from an alligator bite, but you lose your foot from getting it stuck in an escalator.
Hand.
Really?
Yeah. Who wants to hear about you getting your foot stuck in an escalator?
I don't know which I'd choose in that.
Dude, you don't want a fucking peg leg for the rest of your life, you goof. This hand right here, if I had a sexy little nub.
Okay, here's a good question. Of Ronnie Teasdale's practices, which one do you think has more merit, and which one would you do? Sunning your butthole or drinking your own urine?
Sunning your butthole is easy, dude. Like every once in a while when I go up the pool, I just let my butthole see the sunshine for a little bit. The act of taking your dick out, peeing into a cup, and then drinking it, those are 3 stages of you having to think about what you've done with your life to get there. And then, just turning over and letting your butthole see the sun for a second, it's not that bad.
Yeah?
It's nice.
All right. I gotta send you the video that I was in Secret Santa with all my high school buddies. And every year I get them, they get mad because I keep doing it. But there's this guy, Naked Martin, and he's from the UK.
Was that the one who like eats his shit and spits on his face? Fuck that, dude. I don't want to hear it.
I sent him again to my friend, and everyone's like, please, as I brought up, they're like, don't let it be this guy again.
How much do you have to pay these people?
I pay him like $40 to do it. But
what does he do?
He does like extras. Extras cost money. $40 got him. What'd he do? He like wiggled his dick and said something, and then he farted and stuck his finger in his butt and licked it.
For $40? Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus Christ.
It's so good to send it to people. Because especially because he talks to them, he reads whatever, he says whatever you tell him to say.
Dude, I don't want to hear about this anymore. That's fucked up.
So we should send one to our buddy.
He would flip the fuck out.
He would. We should send it to him.
You'd be so angry, like wouldn't talk to us.
I know. Let's do it. You're thinking Bobby. I'm thinking Cullen.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah, let's send it to him. He would be really mad.
Oh, I know.
All right, next question. If they took out the obstacles out of Tough Mudder, okay, and put in math problems in their place. So like you run to the place, you do a math problem, okay? Who would win, you or your girlfriend, Katie?
I'd crush Katie.
With math problems?
Yeah, of course.
Really?
I'm smarter than a lot of these rednecks.
You just called your girlfriend a redneck.
Whatever.
If you could do that, like if that was a competition, would you do that? Where they were like, over here's the one course.
No.
I
dropped out of school intentionally so I could be more of an athlete.
That's why I think Katie would beat you.
Yeah, okay.
You don't think she would?
No, not even close.
All right. You get to program one workout for the CrossFit Games. Okay? One workout. You do it. What is it?
And beat everybody?
No, you're going to program it. You want to see them do this event. What would be the workout that you would create for them?
That's tough. I mean, probably I'd probably take them to a hill and say that they had to accumulate 3,000 vertical feet as fast as possible in any way possible. And I would take a hill, kind of like pick your own choice, and they could either go up and down a bunch of different times, halfway, quarter way, all the way, or all the way up to the top. And that would destroy people. That would absolutely destroy people. And it would just be a mental math game that would make people so nervous the whole time. I would make it the steepest and hardest hill possible, though.
You know, it'd be an interesting one is a steep hill like that, kind of like when they do the 400-meter run up the ski jump. Yep. But you're picking up weights as you go. Like the weight gets heavier and heavier.
Yeah. They did that one time in the in Broken Skull Ranch where you had this yoke, and then the further you went, you had to go in and hook up another set of chains, then another set of chains. So it was like almost like a deadlift. Good morning thing.
And it was brutal?
Yeah.
Okay. You get accepted into WWE.
Dominate. I would be the top.
What's your character?
Me?
Yeah, what are you going to be? Outfit, personality, what is it?
I'd be the Madman McIntyre. And my special move would be the spit slap as hard as I could. 5 fingers of disrespect from the top rope. And everyone's like, oh!
What do you wear, though? What's your outfit?
Me?
Yeah.
It'd be a G-string. It'd be a peacock presentation on the front and complete bare ass cheeks on the back.
What kind of boots?
Cowboy boots. And then this side, I'd have like little containers, and this side would be baby powder for a pin slap. And this over here, I just have different things that I'd slap you with.
Can somebody please draw a cartoon of this? Dude. Somebody, please draw a cartoon of this.
Yeah.
Okay. What is one race that you are afraid to do?
Hard Rock 100.
Really? What is that?
I think it's got to be the hardest race there is in the world because of the height that they're at. But it's it's across like Southwest Colorado and the San Juans outside of Telluride. You go through Telluride, and it's 100 miles, like 33,000 feet of climbing, all between like 11,000 and 14,000 feet.
33,000 feet of climbing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's like double of what we did in our 68 miles. That's insane.
Ed, you got 10 minutes.
You got 6 minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Wait, so what's that race called again? The Hard Rock
100.
So who does it? Who's the badass that wins it?
I mean, I think Timothy Olson holds the course record, maybe. And you know the guy I'm talking about, the Spaniard who's insane at climbing.
Yeah. The guy that ran 1,000 feet.
He's won it a bunch of times. It's just like little mountain goat men.
Yeah, they're little freaks. Okay. So we got 2 questions left. Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna run an ultra marathon, like 240-mile ultra marathon, right? Okay. Yep. You got to run it completely naked, or a Tough Mudder with a weight vest.
I've done Tough Mudder. I did a Spartan race with a weight vest on.
How much of a weight vest?
20 pounds.
Did a whole race?
Yeah. I did a weight vest challenge where we put cash on the line, and I took 6th place overall in the race and still whooped everyone's ass in the weight vest thing.
With 20 pounds?
Yep.
Okay, let's make it a 40-pound weight vest.
Easy. The weight vest thing is not scary at all. Like I could fucking dominate even with like an 80-pound, like a ruck on my back. It wouldn't even be that scary. But I'll tell you, like doing an ultra marathon naked would be a blast other than just getting a sunburnt penis.
You'd chafe everywhere too.
No, I just get Crisco in there.
Crisco doesn't work. What's that stuff that works so good? I use it all the time.
Butter.
What's it called?
Vaseline.
No,
butter,
kind of Vaseline wears off. There's stuff, I forget what it's called. It comes in a bar. It's really good.
Chub Rub?
No, it's kind of like that. I forget the name of it though. I wear it under my wetsuit, sometimes on my neck because I get chafed there. All right, this is the final question.
Yeah.
And this one you can take your time on because it's a tough one. Okay. It's 2001. It's September 10th. Okay. And somehow you get the information that these guys have a plot to blow up the World Trade Center.
Yeah.
What do?
Call somebody?
They're going to say you're crazy.
Well, then you get like a reward the next day when you're right.
You don't get a reward because they just blew up the World Trade Center. You're not thinking about this enough. You've got an opportunity to thwart.
Well, I was only like 10 years old at the time. So if I was at my current age,
it's right now. It's right now.
Yeah, I've got this dirty hairy pistol.
Knowing what you know now, you know exactly what happened. I put you in a time machine. I send you back to the day before 9/11. How are you going to stop it?
Can I get to them?
Can you?
I'd shoot them and stab them all.
Okay, then you're going to prison.
I don't give a fuck. I'll be a fucking champion, dude. It's like being a mafia champion.
But nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to know they were going to blow up the World Trade Center.
Yeah, fucking right. You're telling me the location they're at doesn't have like all of the details surrounding the fact that they were both just about to hijack planes?
No, they were pretty secretive about it.
Come on, there'd be enough details. I'd be like, yo, look at the stats, bro. So you're telling me I just have to go to jail for life?
But you saved 3,000 people.
I think I'll save more than 3,000 people in my current state of life.
Yeah, it's way more than 3,000 because you think of all the guys that went over there and then had to fight in Afghanistan, all the military guys, you saved all their lives. But you're not willing to suck some dick to save 5 million
Listen,
people.
If you're telling me I had to go to jail for the rest of my life to save all of this stuff,
you're going to suck a lot of dick in jail.
If I could do it just like Rambo, like show up with my dirty hairy pistol and a knife and just fucking crush everybody, and me and a couple of my boys knew what went down, I'd do it.
So how are you going to find? You're going to find these guys the day before 9/11, and you're going to just stab and shoot them all.
Fuck yeah. I would duct tape a knife to the bottom of my fucking dirty hairy gun, and I'd just be like, blast. Give them the stab and blast.
Wouldn't you just go like bomb threat the plane so the planes don't take off?
Nah, they'd strategize to get the next one.
Wouldn't that have been easier?
It's not going to stop them. It's only going to prevent them currently from doing it. I'm talking about lifelong stoppage.
Wouldn't you just like go put a banana in their tailpipe?
Did you hear about just recently?
I just don't like that. I don't think you've thought this out well enough.
Did you hear about the dad that recently found out that his daughter's boyfriend put her into sex slavery up in Seattle area? Yeah, look this up. So he finds out and goes and gets this, picks up this kid. It's like 100% true that he put her into sex slavery. Goes, rather than letting the cops handle it, just goes and picks up the kid and just fucking kills him, leaves him in the trunk, and then burns the car. He's going to jail for life now, but I was like, I don't necessarily disagree.
Yeah, I know, because if we watch that movie, that guy's the hero in the movie. We just go, oh yeah, but we don't think about what really plays on afterwards.
Sure.
Because like in the movie, I was thinking about Kyle Rittenhouse. If you're watching the movie Kyle Rittenhouse, no matter who you are, liberal, conservative, you're like rooting for Kyle Rittenhouse at the riot. You're like, oh, okay, he's getting chased. These guys are trying to kill him. He fires back. He does exactly what he should do. But yet there's so many people out there that are like, he shouldn't have been there, blah, blah. Great. Yes, he shouldn't have been. Nobody should have been there. But he's the hero in the movie.
He's a star. And he's about to sue the fuck out of the media and be rich.
Yeah, he will. All right. Speaking of suing, have you been served yet? No, I'm suing you for the $1,000 you owe me to pay that charity.
Yeah.
Hunter, thanks for playing 21 questions. Was that fun?
I had a blast. I feel like they were all really good questions and made me really think.
I don't feel like you answered the last one well. Anyway, here's the deal. Thanks for doing this. Check out Hunter's Academy of Strength at Hunter McIntyre. What's your website?
House training, HAOS training.com.
And check out Hunter on Instagram. He's always entertaining on there
I just bought a new unicycle, bro.
At Hunt the Sheriff. He's off to the gym right now. What are you doing? What's your workout today?
Well, I got the bubonic plague the other day, so I'm probably not going to go that hard.
Have you taken a COVID test?
Colorado's all out of them. I think they just got back in today. So we literally went to a bunch of places and they're like, we don't have any COVID tests. So I was like, well, that must mean COVID doesn't exist.
So you might be spreading it.
Test for it.
I guarantee. Okay, we should place a bet. We should place a bet right here on the show.
Wrong.
We should place a bet. I want you to go get, and they have this. Go get.
Wait a second. I thought I was vaccinated. I should be okay.
Oh, you are vaccinated. Never mind. We can't do this bet then. I thought you were unvaccinated. I was going to say, I want you to go get an antibodies test. And I guarantee you have the antibodies already. Like you've had COVID. Because you've just been around too much. And I was going to say, you probably have had it. You still probably have had it. But if you've been vaccinated, it shows up on an antibody test. So that negates it. That's a nice coat. Where'd you get that? Goodwill?
My mom gave it to me.
She got it from Goodwill? Well, thanks for doing the show, Hunter.
I smell really bad. I'm going to go take a bath and go exercise. I'm going to miss you.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.